Hi, welcome to Hardy Classics, and today we're going to talk about and take out for a test drive one of my cars, which is possibly coming up for sale. It's the Bentley, there's the keyring, Continental GT. I've always wanted one of these cars. Got the chance to buy one 2 or 3 years ago. It's the W12, so it's the 12-cylinder petrol engine. Delivers just short of 600 horsepower. So for a big car, it can really shift along. It's just a super powerful supercar, and we'll take it for a test run. I love the sound this car makes every time I start it up. It's got some program where a woman says ready. I don't know why, but we can't get it out the program, so you'll hear it.
Ready.
I don't know why she says that. Ready for what? I don't know. She's ready for something. Right, so you go on my gearbox, put it in drive.
Not connected.
Oh, it's not connected, so she says we're off. The thing about this engine is it's just a silky smooth 12-cylinder thing. Automatic gearbox, put it into drive. It's got sport and drive. I always just keep it in drive because it's just as quick, I think, in drive as it is in sport. There you go, plenty of power, just pulling away any amount of power. Well, so the car is a 2004 Bentley Continental GT. So it's quite an old car, really, but you wouldn't think it just by the looks and the styling. Inside, it's absolutely gorgeous with all the walnut and the leather. Just looks nice, it smells nice, and it drives nice. It's an affordable supercar, really. Pulling away from lights is always fun, but you can't really pull away fast in a city centre or a town or a village. I will say one thing about the car: wherever you go, it attracts people's attention. People still know the name Bentley. They still see the style and they still see the looks, and it turns heads wherever it goes. It's still, a car to turn heads with. The other thing this car's good for is the air suspension. Although it's low to the ground, as I'm driving down here, as I approach some speed bumps, I press this button and the car will automatically start to raise. I'm just turning the button to raise it to the maximum there. So it actually lifts itself up. And as you go, you can straddle the speed bumps without catching the bottom of it. So you don't really feel the bumps as much. A lot of the supercars and some of the other cars like the TVR and the Ferrari I've got, you couldn't drive over these bumps. You'd have to go around the outside of them, and it's a nightmare. But this thing, you just press a button, it lifts itself up on the air suspension, and you can just drive over anything. When you get to 70, the vehicle starts to low, like I say, and when you put your foot down a bit more, the spoiler lifts up in the back automatically. So it's supposed to give you better aerodynamics and keep the back end on the ground. Then when you take your foot back off again, it'll go back down automatically as well. It's a nice styling feature, and a lot of people don't know the Bentleys have got that on. The other thing you've got to love about this car is the tremendous acceleration for a big car. It must weigh 2.5 tons, and it's got fantastic acceleration. It just pulls and pulls and pulls. Really needs to be driven on an autobahn, to be fair, where you can really get the full potential out of it. have to drive it like a racing car driver. You can just talk about town in it. It's quite happy just driving about in traffic if you can put up with the fuel consumption. But it's nice just to know that if you need to put your foot down, you can, and you've got the power just to accelerate when you want to accelerate. The other good thing about the car, it's got fantastic brakes on it. It's all-wheel drive, and it seems to stick to the road like glue for a big car. I think these cars were brought out in 2003 by BMW, and they were an expensive car back in the day. I think one today starts at about £130,000, something like that. But the second-hand one's great value. The car's so comfortable to drive. It's got heated seats. It's got massage seats. It's double glazed. You can hardly hear the engine. I've been driving about today, and to hear the engine note, you've got to really have the window down so you can hear it. But it's just like driving on a carpet. It's got a television. It's got radio. It's just fantastic. It's just a fantastic car. We've got it in sport now. We'll give it a go from these lights. Here we go. Oh, next set of lights are on red. Typical. We'll wait for the change and then we'll be off again. As soon as you put your foot on the back end, just squats down at the back, just sticks to the road. There you go, just pulling through the gears. Automatic gearbox, like I say, but it's got the DSG. You can use the paddles. I never use them. It just takes off. It's just so silky smooth. If you ever get the chance to own one of these cars, they are really, once in a lifetime cars, and they're really affordable at the minute. They're probably the only affordable supercar out there. On the downside, the maintenance. This car's had about £17,000 spent on it, on starter motors, radiators, and the bills are horrific. But if you can put up with the bills, you can get yourself a supercar for not a lot of money, really. Fuel. The other thing you've got to remember about this car is fuel. It absolutely drinks petrol. I've never had a car that's been as thirsty, to be fair. But, it's the way you drive it, I suppose. I don't know where they get the government figures from, but I think this car only does about between 12 to 15 miles per gallon. And the tank is absolutely tiny on it. So you don't want to be far from a petrol station when you drive it. Well, we're out of fuel, so that means the test drive's coming to an end. But it's been a nice Sunday jaunt through Durham. The car's performed exactly like I knew it would. Perfect. There you have it, Bentley Continental GT test drive. Over. Bye-bye now. If you like this video and you want to see more of the same, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, or visit our website harleyclassics.co.uk. Bye bye now.